Running. Welcome back, everyone, to Follow New Vegas Part 30 with Acrylic Andre and stuff. Last time we left, just got done talking to Mobius, and now we're going to get our brain back so we can leave the think tank and stuff. We also learned that basically he actually was ridiculously smart and wanted to keep the think tank here because there were too dangerous outside. So that's why he did what he did. So. But let's start the video with a giant, huge talking part, because I think it's going to be funny. So. One second. I don't need to make sure everything is up. Looks like it was. Not going. Okay, it is. Okay. Need to make it always there. Alright, let's get to talking to my brain.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
Why does my brain sound so masculine?
Ah, well, as to that, you'd be surprised how hard a feminine-sounding voice modulator is to find in the Forbidden Zone. It's not as though brain-sustaining life support tanks grow on trees. I had to take what I could get.
This is too weird. I'll be back. You are my brain, right?
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
Why are you such a... You know what, we're both sarcastic. There's no need to be sarcastic. Admitting your own brain is a slightly odd event.
Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good lord, have you bathed at all since they pulled me out of you?
Yes, because running around in a crater full of bizarre scientist experiments and hiding is my top priority, you know, asshole.
Well, I see sarcasm hasn't eluded you. Fine, perhaps now isn't the best time, but it's the principle of the thing.
Are you such a dick?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, dick, unquote, as if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
Of course, you're responsible. You're my brain.
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership.
No, is this now?
Feelings that motivate you, those urges to hurt people, to take and crush and maim. Do you know where they come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are.
But you're the source of most of those glands, unless you're arguing that my thaumaturgus is to blame.
Well, look, it's all a very complex system of biofeedback and other things I wouldn't expect you to understand.
A minute. You're as oh, come on. That's fun stuff. I didn't realize I caused you so much distress.
Oh, all right. Perhaps I am, but at least I'm logical about it.
Don't you want to be reunited? I thought you'd be happy to get back into my head.
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
But what about the good things? What about cool breeze on your cheek? The smell food. Love.
Overrated biological feedback. Believe me, you only feel that way because you've got all that meat. Oozing hormones.
Isn't it just as true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones?
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
So so we're at an impasse. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think. That's not wrong. Actually, I can, but it is what it is.
Indeed, quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
I think we have to trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we're separated.
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
So what do you say, Brain? Join me for some more wild adventures?
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem. Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
Why they then let's make them share. Come on, Brain. It's stomping time.
Oh, lovely. We've reached the mindless violence portion of the program. Tell me, what exactly are you, and I use the word loosely, planning?
Let's just say violence is the last resort. Civilized man of a civilized man, and I'm feeling mighty uncivilized.
Oh, energy weapons, yes. I'd almost forgotten how much fun those are. How do we proceed then?
If the think tank won't hold back their bargains, we'll make them.
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Well, got my brain.
Oh, I see you and your brain reached a compromise. How pleasant. I hypothesized after the indignant frequencies my receptors had recepted, such a partnership-based conclusion would be low on the likely scale.
My brain and me, I think tank need to be stopped. Can you help?
If I recall, I had a plan that was working, whatever it was. I don't think it reached fruition. I would recall fruit if it had happened. I wasn't trying to kill them, just keep them out of trouble. What was that plan? Blast. I probably wrote it down on the floor somewhere.
Any tactics I could use to attack the thing? What was the plan you had?
Something ingenious and needlessly complicated, I expect. I may have already told you and forgotten it. I forgot I had forgotten pencils until one day I found one. Spent days studying its purpose before my memory circuit kicked in. Felt quite silly.
Yeah, that does sound pretty bad. Anything I could use to stop them that doesn't require violence?
Well, you could try and appeal to their humanity. That's a tired cliche. And really, when they were humans, they weren't very good humans.
Ah, well, yeah. Anything to make them change their minds?
Well, there's many things they have forgotten, sitting in their bowls. Friendship, the thrill of discovery, love, masturbation,
Oh
the
my
usual.
goodness.
Much like your brain, I am certain there is something you can spark within each of them. Memories, hormones. A wise man once said, "The eyes do more than see. Make them see, if you can. Or, if not, you can always make them succumb to fear." It certainly worked for me, for a time. Then you came along, and bravery and/or desperation trumped that little idea. Back to the drawing board, I suppose. Or is this the end? Hard to tell.
No? Scare them how?
No, tell them I'm still alive. We had a nice chat, and we agree on a few things. That's true, isn't it?
I guess so.
Or you could kill me and lie about it. Either way, it would be interesting. And if you are partial to lying and deception, well, you could tell them a ludicrous lie. The more over the top, the better. That's my experience. They're more than a little gullible. Better make it convincing, though, or it'll be the dissection table and vivisectors for you. And if you speak of me, please try and make me look good. I am Dr. Mobius, after all, not some lab assistant teacher's aide.
I'll see what I can do. Can I have a mentat?
Why, of
Thank you. Well, let's think about it. Also, Brain, this is Jeremy. He randomly appeared to me, next to me, somehow. And yes, I have no idea how it happened. He just kind of just came one day. It was very confusing. If I could tell you specifically how he got here, no idea. Though he is well, he was adorable at one point. Now he's just a giant, massive Deathclaw. He was cute at one point. Not so cute anymore. Now he just has razor sharp claws that are just gonna... Oh, this is so many mentats. Oh my goodness. So many, gimme all. I'm stealing your supply of mentats. Hope you don't mind. There we go. There we go. I enjoy picking up items too much. Oh, that's a
Who
toaster.
do you think is cuter, Dr. Klein or Dr. Boros?
Preposterous! Not an angry bone in my body. Have them all removed.
I don't really know who I'd think is cuter per se, hence they are brains, but if I had to make a decision, definitely not Dr. Klein. Or Dr. Boris. Maybe Darla. But that's just me. Alright. Let's just go over here, go grab some more stuff, and then leave. Man, you have a bunch of lasers. Did I just pick up a leather belt? There we go. I have picked up so much garbage. I really need to stop this. But it just... I have so much carry weight because I just gave myself so much carry weight because I didn't care anymore. I'm thinking books make it so that I don't know what specifically makes duct tape. On my... Jeremy, move. But I do pick up everything though, so I can get a bunch of duct tape. You know, eventually I'm just gonna have like sell so much stuff, it's not even gonna be funny. I'm gonna be like, why do I have all of this in my inventory? Does this make the game kind of unbalanced? Maybe. But I'm already overpowered as it is, even if I didn't have this much carry weight. It's more of here just not for annoyance at this point. Oh, this is not good. Oh, never mind. I forgot fall damage is not that bad in this game. Hope everyone's having a good day. Having a fun time watching the stream or YouTube video, depending on where you're at. I know that I'm always having fun playing New Vegas. It's a fun time, but I tell you what, so... There we go. We do have a few things we need to take care of first. Maybe there. Let's go there.
Sneaking done. Fighting now.
I will tell you right now, I will always be fighty.
Bad guys dealt with.
Not on purpose, but because it's just easier sometimes.
Time to fight.
Oh, well, this is concerning. I need to pick up a bunch of plants so I can get... Well,
That's all.
Jeremy, I'm assuming you took care of everything that we needed to be taken
Sneaking
care of.
done. Fighting now.
Let's see. Jeremy! Sometimes your daddy's very mad at you. There we go. Okay, I don't think I have any more samples I can take, so we should basically be good to go. What enemy is nearby? There is no enemy nearby. Okay, fine. I will... Yep, there's one. Oh, this is not good. Can I... There we go. I was like, I might die if I fall there. Take that. You know, I don't really look at my items half the time. Oh man, I have 30. There we go. I do enjoy everything. It's beautiful. Alright, let's get the heck out of here. Let's go back to the think tank and end the game.
That's all.
Okay. Give you your thing.
What's the hat?
There you go. Gabe's bark. Let's do Gabe's bark. It's probably more damage. Let's see. Yep, I need to go through all this eventually, and... Yeah. So much garbage. Yeah. Why did I just keep all this? Why did I do this to myself? I did this to myself. Oh my goodness. There it is, Sonic emitter. That's not bad, honestly. Alright. Let's give my
You
boy...
got some plans for me, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do.
Are precisely where Sir has left them, and should the toaster say otherwise, I remind Sir that it is a waste room.
I think we're doing pretty good, honestly.
Might I be of service, Sir?
Can I buy some stuff from you? Nope, you got hot garbage items. Okay. Well, I tried. There we go.
You require some additional...
I'd like to gain your service, my friend. Soft body part. We'll see. I don't think I have anything else left. I guess it is time, everyone, to finish the DLC. Not that I want to kill them, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, I'm as ready as I'm going to be, because we have no quests left in the think tank. Apparently I need to take care of that, but, oh well, it doesn't really matter anyway. Yep. Hello, think tank. I am back.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
I found my brain, and now you and I are going to settle things. I found my brain, and now you and I are going to settle things.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
I'm not handing my brain over. There are some things we should discuss, my friend.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
Yeah. Let's see. You think I am a lobotomite? No, for my skill, I'm Dr. Mobius. Mobius and I talked it over and reached an understanding. Maybe you should confer with your colleagues first.
Nonsense. Confer, colleagues. Those are two words I do not recognize.
Dr. Klein, I must intersect. Please, do not harm the lobotomite.
I'm not going to harm it. I'm going to dissect it until it's dead. Why the sudden intersection, Dala?
I cannot stand a sweet breathing organism, breathing in and out to suddenly not breathe. We must keep it alive. For study. Slow study.
Dala, these vocalized pauses are unlike you. What do you care?
Klein, this lobotomite, it's a great sounding board. You respect ideology, right? This one's, well, it's got good ideas.
Silence, Dr. O. This is a think tank decision. Save your objections until after I have decided our course of action.
You know what, Klein? Stick a straw in your tank and suck yourself. Long and deep. And my name is Zero. Yeah, a big, fat zero with a slash through it.
The slash as a designator of... Why, that is brilliant. But how did you...
The lobotomite taught me that. Taught me a name is more than, that I should take pride in things like names and... You know what? Forget it, Klein. I hate you. And your theory of brachial beam oscillation? The Chinese had it first, you copycat.
How dare you? Brachial beam oscillation was solely my discovery. I expressly told you that and deleted all evidence to the contrary. It's 2-8. Why are you acting like this? You've never refused to commit necessary surgery before. And this lobotomite needs its surgery.
No, not really.
A noble speech, but there's no room in my vocabulators for friend and lobotomite in the same sentence. The very concept, revolting. Perhaps you are irradiated with camaraderie radiation. We have chems for that. We can save you from your emotional addiction.
I, for one, cannot bear to let this continue. I don't see what is to be gained by throwing another body into our labs, especially one that has done us a service, gone where we feared to go. This lobotomite doesn't deserve our knives.
Oh, I love
It
this.
deserves our respect. We should care for it, feed it, nurture it, give it the life Gabe never had.
Why am I even listening to you fools? Enough of this mutinous chorus. If there's a word I hate, it's mutiny. And the word jism, which never made any sense to me. It's ridiculous putting j and zm together like that. Nonsense! I count as 5, like the mighty human hand I once had, with its 5 penises clenched in a fist.
Sounds to me like your math is wrong, and the odds aren't good.
Nonsense! The mathematics of this situation are on our side, lobotomite. I believe... No, wait. Carry the 2, then... If this were a democracy, I would be concerned. We are too scientific for that. So just surrender.
It's not a democracy, it's a research facility, and over half your colleagues dispute your finding.
You dare use logic against me?
Oh yeah. I do. Here's the deal. I'm not going to surrender to you. You are.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
You can still do that here, quietly, for me. You can still do that here, quietly, for me.
For you? And for science?
Yeah.
I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
I would never do that. I love you guys too much. Let's get home, I guess. Let's go home.
As it had been in the years before the Great War,
Jeremy.
Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big
Really,
Empty
Jeremy?
for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The Sync Central Intelligence Unit was impressed by the amount of exploration the courier had undertaken. Facilities believed lost, destroyed, or ones that had simply gotten up and walked to new locations had been rediscovered by its intrepid new master. Internally, the artificial personality debated as to whether it preferred the old management to the new, and concluded that the courier's thorough approach to research and investigation was admirable and worthy of its respect.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours.
That's something.
The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
Bad.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip.
I love this
It
one.
adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip.
Oh my
and
goodness.
the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat. One of them eventually transferred to the Lightwave Dynamics plant and began a long, unrequited affair with one of the holograms.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magnetohydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its
That's
psychotic
nice.
spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough, and dumped the toaster in a bathtub.
Oh my goodness.
Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old
Beautiful.
Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was
That's pretty
rumored
good.
by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Yeah, you probably deserve that one,
Autodoc,
bud.
always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin
He
split
deserves that
open
one.
from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X-8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation,
They realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This
Yeah.
confused them for a time.
That's accurate.
Until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
Oh.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after the stealth suit had left it without so much as a note on the nightstand. So
Sounds
the
like Susie.
infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
Oh, that's adorable.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an
Nice.
expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, old world blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
That's sure true. You lost the brainless perk. You've gained the big brained perk. Big brained perk. The brain is back in your body, but some of the advanced technologies remains. Your head still cannot be crippled, but you are only 10% more resistance to addiction now. Surprise, your death threshold has improved by 10%. A minimum of 1%. You return to Mojave or here whenever you want. I'm home, everyone. I am home. We did a good job, everyone. We were able to basically keep the think tank back. So, Pretty gosh darn good if I tell you what. Let's see. Your companions gather bottle caps and legion coins. That's not bad, actually. Might make it so that I can, you know, have nice things. Probably just go use that one. Yeah. Do this randomly give me them? Give me money, though? Or do I have to get it? I'm assuming I have to go in their inventory event to grab it, but eh. Why not? Actually, let's just do intense training again. Alright, because we can take it as many times as we want. Yeah. There we go. Oh, well, this is awkward. There we go. Anything useful I can get down here? Nope, still nothing. Back to intense training, I guess. I want to be able to just be able to, gosh darn, be able to get all the money as possible. Well, everyone, it is time for me to leave.
No false alarm. I never trusted those think tank brains. Gave off a stench like... What? It was just... Welcome home, citizen.
I know I'm home. It is great. Process, there we go. Wow.
Please, please, please tell me you stomped Dr. Ro's brain into a fine paste. Did he
I
squeal?
did not.
Did he beg? God, I hope he begged. Who's the flatware bitch now? Oh!
No, they're not dead, but, would you like some... Would you want some mugs? There you go, bud. Well, we're gonna call it here for, actually, right now, guys. Seems like a good spot just to leave. Just to end it here, so. Might as well, in my opinion. Remember to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, and follow on Twitch if you like what you saw here today, everyone. I know I had a fun time playing this DLC, so we're gonna have fun playing some more. Now we can get back to the actual parts of Mojave. But, yeah.
Very angry.
Probably should end the video here, though, with my excessive talking. But, you know, have a good day, everyone. And yeah, just have a good day, everyone. And bye-bye. See you next time. 'Cause I'm still bad at outros. Bye-bye.